So it's about 12:37, October 14th, 2023. Bel Air Inn. It's the cheapest hotel in the entire strip, Riverdale Street, and they have a porch, back porch, and basically it's just trees and a parking lot, which no one parks in. You probably see they don't upkeep this at all. It's, I mean, when you're talking about a cheap hotel, this is a cheap hotel. So starting back September 27th, I had to go to Attleboro Court to get some stuff resolved, which I have all the paperwork in my back bin. I only have to pay for the window that I broke. I don't have to pay for anything else. I made a deal. So I woke up late from Nights Inn in North Attleboro. Um, got to court a little bit late. I think probably 11. I walked in. They went on recess. I walked back in. They went on lunch. So by the time I got out, it's like 3:45 p.m. September 27th. So I got all the paperwork. I'm like, okay, fine. I looked at the Greyhound app, and the last bus that left Boston was at 5:30. So walk to the bus is 15 minutes. Train. Walk to the train, that's 15 minutes. So it gave me an hour and a half from the train. I wasn't going to get there exactly on time. So the manager of the sober house called on my way back to the hotel. It's like, are you going to make it back in time? And I'm like, there's no possible way because the bus leaves too late. So I went to Best Western instead of Nights Inn, which was $50 more, plus they wanted a $100 cover in case I smoked inside. These places you can smoke inside. I smoke outside. Like, I'm trying to tell them that. Like, I smoke outside. I can't stand smoking inside. Just, that's kind of the point. Like, so there's my $100 gone off the PayPal card. There's now $250 plus 2 Uber rides gone off my prepaid card. So I had $450 on my prepaid card. So now I have like $200. I was buying the nips just to help me relax because I don't like being in cars. It's weird. I don't like, even if I'm a passenger, I just don't like being in cars. I don't even like driving. I like flying. So, the next day. So, September 28th. Yeah. So, I got an Uber, went to the train station, got on the train, went to Boston, and then there's a. It's not a layover because it's not an airport, so it's a time delay, I guess. So from when the train arrives to when the bus leaves, I added like an hour and a half. So I walked through Boston, went to a bar, I came back to the bus station, and then for some stupid reason, I thought I had to get back on the train. I thought I had to get back on the train. So a girl from the bar helped me back to the train. Then I ended up like 3 stops away, and then all of a sudden, poof! I'm like, nope, I'm supposed to be on the Greyhound bus. And now it's like 4 o'clock, still daylight out, but I have no way back. So I have to physically walk like 4 miles back to the South Station in Boston. So I make it like halfway back there, and I didn't eat anything, so I started failing. My legs give out. But I'm in the nice part of Boston, like the rich part of Boston, where they all wear this. So I'm like kind of walking. I'm like walking around slow, trying to figure out like I'm only looking for a hotel so I can figure out like to crash in one of their lobby areas. Make some dumb excuse like I ran out of excuses. So I was just gonna make up something like I'm the stunt double for Tom Cruise in his new film. That's why I was here. We were doing a shoot down the street, and the guys at the catering give me too much vodka. So they're like, I had like 5 or 6 people like looking at me like I was a celebrity. And so I'm like, I can't get to a hotel. So they're like, can we just call the ambulance? I'm like, we're in Boston, right? I mean, yeah, fine. So an ambulance picks me up. I go to Boston Medical Center, and I roll in, and everyone's like wanting to take pictures. Everyone wants to take pictures. I'm like, no paparazzi, no press, no press. And so the doctor shows up. He's like, "Can you walk?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "Okay, so you can leave." I'm like, "Well, I mean, I came here because I was drunk." And they were like, "Okay, so you need something to eat?" Yeah, well, fine, whatever. So they were like, "Okay," so they gave me something to eat. It was a turkey sandwich, lots of mayonnaise. Love mayonnaise. So yeah, these cigarettes suck, by the way. I burned through them like a leaf on a hot paper day in California. So after about an hour, doctor comes around and he's like, "Can you can walk, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I can walk." So we do a loop around. He's like, "You're discharged." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Now it's night. So that's when I had to text you that I needed a room at because when you're in downtown, you ain't gonna get a hotel for less than like $400. So I know this place called High Boston. High Boston is it's a hostel. Basically, you rent a room with 4 or 6 other people, and depending on how many people are in your room, there's the discount. So at $85, I spent a room with 5 other people. Got some free beers at the bar because I was going on that I was stunt double for Tom Cruise, even though that's actually what I wanted to do last year with the whole settlement money. I wanted to be a stunt double. So the next day, I get to the Greyhound station. I go to the same bar. She gives me a soda, and she knew. She was like, "You came in here the other day. I gave you water, and I helped you to the train." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. I was trying to get to the bus." She's like, "Well, you show me the train app." I'm like, "If I showed you the train app, those tickets expired." Uh, Whatever. So I meandered around the station. Um, so I got on the Greyhound, and it started pouring rain. So I'm inside. I'm inside South Station in Boston. So I don't have to deal with the rain, whatever. Yeah, These are my favorite drinks. So, on my way back, I get a call from the program director of the sober house, and she says, if you're not back in 6 hours, we're going to discharge you. So I'm like, I had to go to court. There was a delay. I got a bus. I'm on the bus. It's like, yeah, if you're not back in 6 hours. I'm like, this is the third time this has happened. Second halfway house. Third time this has happened. And they didn't know I drank. And it didn't matter because I could drink a sleeve of these, 2 of these. I'm down to a 1.2 BAC. So I ended up back in Springfield, and I just assumed, like, well, so first thing I did, I went to West Side Inn. There's another porch on the other side of the camera. It's filled with natty daddies and beer cans and a bunch of stuff. But so I got West Side. So I blew through the rest of my savings and checking. So everything was going good. I went to the guy that I know that sells food stamps. I sold $300 worth of food stamps. He gave me $150 in cash. Now at this time, I went to a different hotel. I went to Red Carpet Inn. Not much any better. The only difference is instead of being able to just walk outside and smoke a cigarette, yet the red carpet it aligned all the hotels, and then there was a second set of doors. I was good for a couple days, and then you told me about the stuff in Tel Aviv. Israel, Gaza. So I started to get a little angry, and I wanted to talk to someone. So I started talking with this guy next door, and the thing is with Red Carpet Inn, though, they rent to people on disability and veterans checks. So they're permanently there. So I'd walk by these two. The heater units usually stick out from the wall, and I could smell like just putrid, just it was piss mildew. And I walked by one guy. He kept coming and going. He didn't want to talk. I asked, I'm like, why does it smell like piss and mildew? And then he gets all defensive. He gets all well, what are you doing drinking in your room? I'm like, minding my own business. Like, why does this hallway smell like piss and mildew? So he wants to fight me. Cops are called. They say, take all my stuff, leave. I didn't do anything. Didn't do anything with the room. The room was clean. So it's like a George Thorogood song. I packed up my stuff and I left. Now across the street from Red Carpet Inn is a Pride gas station. So I was just trying to get another vitamin water. This guy was in the other part. It sounds like there's people in my room. So I have enhanced hearing, so it's now pouring rain. This guy in this other parking lot, I just keep seeing him like look at me weird. So I walk over to his passenger window and I literally try to break it in. Nothing's broken. Everything's fine. But it's raining, so my hand's kind of slipping. I'm like punching everywhere but the window. He takes off. He spins off. I go inside. They're like, you need me to call the EMTs? I'm like, no. So I explain my issue, and then all of a sudden he shows up. Like, he pulls up right to, and I thought there was going to be a fight. He's like, you need some help? I'm like, well, kind of. I mean, I just got kicked out of a hotel. And I told him all the news on Israel and the Gaza Strip and all the missiles and stuff. And I told him everything. He's like, okay. I can drive you where you need to go. Okay. So we drove around for a bit. And then he drops me off at the casino. MGM Casino in Springfield. I walk in, I'm like, Is it cool? Not like I'm gonna blow any money because I didn't have any to blow. So I'm walking around and security notices me kind of stagger and talk weird. So they literally kindly escorted me to the exit. Like, can we get you an Uber to where you need to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm at red carpet in. So we're talking. It's kind of funny because the guy who was talking to me sounded like Ted from the movie Ted. Seth MacFarlane's. I can't do any impersonations right now, but um, they so after like half an hour, Uber brought me back to West Red Carpet Inn, and I asked the guy, I'm like, so what's the deal? Like, I have 12 hours left in my my sign off agreement. It's like, yeah, you started something with the other people down the. I'm like, whatever, fine. Can I just take my stuff and leave? So I got my stuff. I left. Then I went to the movie theater. That's when emailed you. I didn't have enough popcorn because I'm gonna hang out in the lobby of a movie theater. And this is not like a normal movie theater. This is Cineplex. It's called Cineplex. It's just giant movie theater with like 30 movies playing at the same time. I had a few of these left in my backpack. I didn't drink them, so I had a bag of popcorn. Thanks to you. Um, yeah, I was just hanging out in the lobby. So I was like, well, okay, fine. We'll go on the cover that I'm the stunt double of a famous actor that is in one of the movies. They didn't buy that. So I asked where the bathrooms were. The bathrooms were in the same corridor as the movie theaters. For some stupid reason, I went into Paw Patrol. Paw, Paw Patrol's a kids' movie. And if I'm drinking, I usually like to watch Disney or Nick or some kind of kids movie. I don't like watching adult movies unless I have the full surround sound and I have the whole thing set up. So I went in Paw Patrol, first seat on the right. All the kids are screaming. They're like, yeah, I don't know their names, whatever Paw Patrol is. Security finds me again. They kindly escort me out of the theater, and now it's torrential downpour. I didn't have an umbrella. It's like I thought it was a hurricane. Like literally, I thought it was a hurricane. Torrential downpour. Cops wouldn't take me to the station. I guess Bay State and Mercy were completely full with accidents due to the rain, so I couldn't go there. So I ended up walking all the way to McDonald's. And I'm making this line because, well, Riverdale Street is right here. So I got to McDonald's. They just closed the lobby area. Now it's drive-through only. So I literally stood in drive-through trying to get a cheeseburger, and this Russian guy, he looks like Vladimir Putin. Kidding you not? He's like, just get in the car. So I got in the car. He bought me a cheeseburger. I started telling him like what I do for work. I do with AI, I do with tech sales and printers and computers and whatnot. It was too much for him. We ate the cheeseburger, and he's like, "So where do you want me to drop you off?" I'm like, "Bay State Hospital." Okay. So he drove me to Bay State Hospital. I walk in with my vitamin water, no nips. And you gotta know that the Bay. Ah, shit, my ring off. Bay State Medical has to deal with all of Springfield. Mercy's just like a smaller version of Bay State. So this nurse comes out immediately. She's like, "Do you need any assistance?" I'm like, "Now it's 12 o'clock exactly." I'm literally trying to think of anywhere else I could be. I'm like, fine, whatever. So I got a bed. They brought me over to the bed. But unlike the other two times, they wanted me to change in my clothes. Out of my clothes. Into the hospital stuff. So I started giving them a hard time. I was still drinking my vitamin water. So there's a nurse, an assistant nurse. I'm sitting in the bed with my vitamin water like this. He says, "We're going to need to take that." I'm like, he ain't taking this. Lid on and everything. Remember, there's no nips. I'm in the hospital. He says, "We're going to need to take that." I'm like, mm-hmm. You're not going to take this. This guy literally he ripped it from my hands inside out. You know how strong plastic is? You know how strong my hands are? Yeah, he folded a inflated bottle in half. Apparently, he was in the army. Skip forward. So, skip forward. Yeah, 7 hours, whatever. Now I'm discharged. I go down the street. I get another vitamin water. This is when I walked from Mercy over the bridge all the way back up Riverdale Street. I asked the guy if I left anything. He said I didn't. And I was in dumb stuff.